Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm doing a what's for dinner super quick and easy recipes. We're making mini pizza bagels, crescent dogs, bacon cheeseburger, biscuit buns, and apple fritter cinnamon roll bake. So the first one are these mini pizza bagels, which would be great freezer meal. I'm definitely making these again. You just need bagels, sauce, mozzarella cheese, and pepperoni or whatever toppings you want on your bagels. I didn't actually have any spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce, so all I'm doing here is just taking a can of tomato sauce, plain tomato sauce, and I'm just adding some Italian seasoning into it to basically make my own. So just mixing those two together. And this is where I'm kind of getting a little weird here. So I've made pizza bagels before where I do the sauce and the cheese on top and the pepperoni, and all the cheese and pepperoni falls off into the bag. So I had this idea that I just mix it all together and then put that as like a topping on the bagels, thinking that would stick better. So I'm mixing in my mozzarella cheese here. The recipe calls for a half a cup of pizza sauce and 3/4 of a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I know I used more than that. I'm going to guess I probably used 2 cups of cheese, and that's probably a 12-ounce can of sauce. And then I'm just grabbing a stack of pepperoni and cutting them into quarters. The recipe calls for a half a cup of mini pepperonis, but I just didn't have those. So now I'm just grabbing my pizza bagels and I am just going to lay them out on the pan, cut side open. These guys were like 2/3 of the way cut, so I did have to give them, I tried ripping them before, it just was not working. So I'm just kind of, they're already pre-cut, I'm just cutting them completely open. And then just to help myself with portion, I'm using a large cookie scoop to kind of scoop a blob of this tomato sauce, cheese, pepperoni filling onto each bagel. So then I'm freezing them solid, and then once they're frozen, I'm just going to put them into a storage bag. I'm using these silicone bags for the first time, and I'm really liking them. And then I'm just doing a label on them just with the instructions, which is once they're frozen, you're going to cook them at 375 for 20 minutes. If they're not frozen, 425 for about 4 to 6 minutes. So a couple days later, I'm taking them out frozen solid, putting them on a sheet tray with a sill pad on them, and cooking them at the 375 for about 20 minutes. They didn't look completely melted, but they taste delicious. We had these for dinner with a salad, and it was great. I'm definitely going to be making these again. So the next one could not be easier. These are the Pillsbury Crescent dogs. It's just hot dogs, crescent rolls, and American cheese. The only thing that I kind of screwed up on this was with putting the cheese inside the hot dogs. I didn't read the directions till afterwards, but you just pull out all the little triangles from the crescent rolls, top them with half a slice of American cheese, is what I did. You're actually supposed to put the American cheese inside the hot dogs, but I didn't have the patience for that. So I just laid them on top, and then you just roll them up. That is it. And these cook at 375 for about 12 to 15 minutes. We had some tater tots and we had a salad as well, and they were so good. We'll definitely make these again. The next recipe are these bacon cheeseburger biscuit bombs, and you just need biscuits, cheese, hamburger, and sesame seeds. So I got a little ahead of myself with this one. Right here is ground beef, nothing exciting. I just cooked it on the stovetop, a little salt and pepper, and I added my bacon bits in here. The recipe says, where does it say? A half a cup of cooked chopped bacon, about 6 slices. I don't think I actually added that much. Maybe I should add a little bit more. I did about a 1/4 cup. Let me add a little bit more. And I'm actually taking a cheat. I did not cook up bacon. These are bacon bits that we got from Costco. My husband puts them in a salad. And then I use them for like cooking things like this, omelets and whatnot. So I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a mix. I have the oven already on. I just have some veg in there, Paul's eating dinner. Yes, you are. What do I have in there? Broccoli, asparagus, and some potatoes. So carbo loading today. So what does it say? It says to take my biscuits out and let them stand for 5 minutes. I'm guessing that's just so it can get to room temperature. So I think it's the best opening I've had yet. Those Crescent rolls the other day took forever. Okay, let's see. So I'll probably have to morph these a little bit. I'm guessing you're letting them stand for 5 minutes is just to let them come to room temp, and that should make it easier to open them. I'm taking a wild guess. I don't know if I need my knife. I'll just keep it handy for a sec. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this hang out for 5 minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. And it says, gently pull each biscuit apart, leaving the bottom and lower sides intact, forming a deep pocket. Place 2/4 pieces of the American cheese inside the biscuit pocket. Holding opened biscuit in hand, place 1/4 cup of the beef mixture inside. Yeah, this is gonna get messy. Let me pull this away. All right, let's see what we can do here so you can see. Let's go this way. Okay, so how many of these am I doing? 2? That makes sense. I feel like this is something you give kiddos to do. Wait. I also feel like I want to like stretch this out. Make this bigger. A 1/4 cup, that's a lot. Alright, oh, let's see how this goes. So I got my 2/4 pieces of cheese in there. And then a 1/4 cup of this. Oh my god. This is gonna be so messy. I should have made like patties. That is not a 1/4 cup. I wish they had a video on how to do this. Maybe if I just kind of shimush it as I go along. Let's see. That's the key, maybe. I have to say though, I have no patience, so like dishes like, I need to do this so you can see. Dishes like this are just test my patience. There's probably like a massive amount of dough at the bottom and then not at the top. Do I just smush it back? I do not have high hopes for this one. Hopefully Pillsbury proves me wrong. I feel like there's a lot of air in here. All right, there's one. Okay, so I still have probably like half a cup left, but I'm actually cooked up more ground beef anyway for cheeseburger soup, so I'm just gonna put it towards that. But clearly I did not fill those as much as the Pillsbury recipe wants you to. So again, next time I think I'm gonna just do 8 patties to make my life easy. Okay, so the recipe says to put some melted butter on these and then top them with some sesame seeds. I didn't take butter out because I forgot. So I'm going to just spray them with, this is 100% olive oil. There's no any weird silicone or gross stuff in here, I think. So I'm just gonna spritz the top with some avocado oil, and then some sesame seeds, which I do think is a cute touch. And then these go in at 350, I don't know if I said that or not, 350 for 18 to 22 minutes. So of course these were delicious. My husband absolutely loved these. I just need help making these the next time, but we'll make these again. The last recipe is these apple fritter cinnamon roll bake, and you just need cinnamon, cinnamon rolls, apple, and brown sugar. Okay, so this one I'm going rogue as well, because this is the apple fritter cinnamon roll bake. Dice your apple, brown sugar, and cinnamon in a tablespoon of water in a small bowl. Cover with plastic wrap and microwave on high for 2 to 3 minutes. I don't have a microwave, so I'm going to do it in my skillet. So let me get that going. Out of the way. This is small dice though. I don't know what that means. So since I'm not following the recipe in doing this in the skillet, I'm just going to add a smidgy bit of butter. I'm going to say it's like a little shy of a tablespoon. He's gone. I know. What else does it say? A tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, and then half a teaspoon of cinnamon or so. Probably more. Glad it's added. So now I'm going to take my greased pie pan and move this so you can see it. Okay. And I'm going to take my cinnamon rolls. So you want 6 pieces per. So I can chip one? This one has to be 2. It is. Okay. So 6 little chunks, and my pie pan, I just sprayed it with some spray. And if I'm quiet this morning, it's because Mr. Paul is going through maybe this 8-month sleep regression, and he woke us up at midnight, 1, and 3. But he did sleep until 8, so I haven't had coffee yet, so I'm a little tired. But he's living his best life on the floor, aren't you, bud? These out so they're kind of in one layer. So where I'm going to verge a little bit is the recipe says, give these a stir. Ooh, those are looking good. So you put these on top of here, which we're going to do in a second. Then you bake it. And then when it comes out, you mix 5 tablespoons of melted butter and another 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. And it says nothing about the icing pack. I don't know what cinnamon rolls don't come with icing packs. Mine did. So I'm just gonna skip that step. So I'm gonna put the apples on top of the cinnamon rolls, bake them, and then when it comes out, I'm gonna use the icing that came with the can. So I'm not gonna do the additional brown sugar part. But if you wanna do that, go for it. So this has been like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Apples are getting a little soft, but I kind of wanted to add water, but I didn't because the recipe says cook this in the microwave and then drain it. So I'm assuming you don't want any extra liquid. Let me just make sure these are kind of spread out. I kind of didn't do that. And then I'm just going to pour these over the pie dish. And I don't really mind that it's hot because it's going right in the oven anyway. So those look pretty good. So 28 to 33 minutes, so I'll check it in about 25. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you make any of these, I would love it if you tag me on Instagram at MissLa29 and give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.